Hello, Latin friends. So I hope that this video color works okay. I've been doing Latin tonight, and I'm working on exercise 77, and I thought I would just go through one sentence to demonstrate. This, to me, is what ownership looks like. When a student can do this and is willing to take the time to parse out the sentence in Latin in order to be able to demonstrate why they got the answer that they got for the translation. That's ownership. That's personal investment, and it will lead to ownership and pride in their work. And we talked about that in seminar on Friday. Especially as we continue to move forward, our sentences will get longer and longer. And just like doing math, as we get into more difficult problems, it's harder and harder to do it in your head and hold all of that in your head. And we need to be able to show our work and put it on paper. The same is true with our Latin. And so I am a few sentences into exercise 77. So I'm going to work through this. I have not prepared ahead of time, so be forewarned. So the first thing we do is look for verbs. And errant is my verb. And it's hard to do that while looking at a camera. And what I do is I tend to look back. I know that I just did errant and it was they were. So I'm just going to write that here. They were. The next thing that I'm going to do is look for little helps, such as prepositions and conjunctions. So et is and. I have two of those. And I have in, and in is always going to govern the noun that's right after it. And we've learned that in can be accusative or ablative. It's going to govern the accusative or the ablative. So I'm going to look at the noun, and I'm looking at the ending here, ibis. So I know about this noun that it's colis, which is hill, and that's a rule breaker that's masculine. Ibis is telling me that it's plural. And so I'm thinking this is third declension. Various is, ace, ibis, ace, ibis, which means dative or ablative. The in tells me it has to be ablative. And I have to think for a moment. Ablative means that there's not movement. So this would be in or on. Then I have three more nouns to look at. So I'm going to go to acies. And I know that this is, let's see, I don't remember if it's fourth or fifth declension. So then I'm going into that place in my brain where I've memorized those endings. Ace, A-E, A-E-M, A. Isn't that fifth declension? If I had my students here, they would probably be chiming in and telling me the answer. So I don't remember. So I'm just going to go to page 91. All the kids should have this tabbed. And I'm just flipping here. Yes, here it is. Ace, A-E, A-E-M-A. Ace, arum, abis, ace, abis. I remember now. So it's not super helpful that ending is ace, because it could be a lot of things. So I need to go through that. Ace, A-E, A-E-M-A. And then it's ace, arum, abus, ace, abus. So I've got lots of choices. Is that really right? What do I do if I'm not sure if that's really right? Always have your grammar book handy. And we all have the noun section tabbed, or we should. I know it's fifth declension, and there I can just double check for myself. I'm right. So that means it could be nominative singular, or it could be nominative or accusative plural. And I need to write that down. So it could be nominative singular or plural. or it could be accusative plural. We know that it is feminine because it is fifth declension. And I want to say Achies is battle line. Am I right? Achies is, yes, I'm right. It's battle line. To me, that's one of those weird ones. So I'm going to jot that down. I don't know how you remember Achies' battle line other than just to memorize it. So they were, I have that, on the hill. We have battle line. I'm not done yet. I have more pieces. We have Montibus. This is coming from Mons Montis, which is third declension, masculine. It's a rules breaker. It's masculine. I know that it's plural because of the ibis. And for case, ace, ibis, ace, ibis. So it could be dative or it could be ablative. And it means mountain or mountains since it's plural. And I guess this should be hills. I'm thinking it's got to be ablative because of the and here in the hills and the mountains. And if you look right here, Silwis is Silwa, Silwai, which is feminine, and it means forest. I am is, as, is. So that's going to fit right in with the ablative plural. So in the hills and the mountains and the forests. And we have Achies could be nominative, singular, or plural, accusative. So I feel like it's plural nominative. The battle lines were in the hills and the mountains and the forests. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. Now, the other step that you could do is you could pull out your answer key and look it up and see if you're right. And if what you have is the same, yay, celebrate. If what you have is different, don't throw your pen across the room like I might be tempted to do. But write down, if this is not what the answer key said, I would write down what the answer key says is correct. And I would start comparing my answer with the answer key answer and find what did I do wrong up here? What did I remember incorrectly? Because we can learn from our mistakes. We can really learn more from our mistakes than our successes sometimes, so especially in Latin. So, just a little demo. And notice that this took me about 7 minutes once I got done yapping at the beginning. And I'm pretty good at Latin for a Challenge A person. It's my second time through it, and I understand it pretty well. And it still took me 7 minutes to do this. Your student is brand new to Latin. And so they're not going to necessarily right away remember things about in. They're not going to be as quick to know what page to look at in the grammar book or in the Henley text to find some of this information. So if your student has practiced their vocabulary for the day, done a noun chart or declined a couple nouns, and now they have about 30 to 40 minutes to practice with translating, and they only get 3 or 4 or 5 sentences done, that's acceptable in my opinion, because it's hard work remembering all of these rules and piecing together these puzzles. But if they put in the time, if they personally invest in it and take the time to write all these things down, they will get faster at it, and they will get to the point where they are able to do 10 or 12 sentences in that 30 to 40 minute span of time. So good luck. I hope you're enjoying this somewhat restful week of Latin, and I can't wait to see everybody on Friday.